Nick's Garage. We got a little Christmas project here. It is a little 125 BMS. It's a 2015 model. Needs a little cleanup, not a lot of work. It's gonna be a Christmas gift for my girlfriend's daughter. So we're gonna change it up a little bit. The goal here is we're gonna put some pans where the Nerf bar straps used to be, so we don't have to fool with those straps anymore. They don't get caught on anything. We're gonna change that orange on the shell. The plastic is pitted a little bit, but it's not cracked anywhere. And I got two side pieces that go over each side of the gas tank to put on. We're gonna give it a little wrap. We're gonna use, it's called Muddy Girl, I believe it was called. Mossy oak kind of look to it. It's got some pink and camouflage and just kind of a mossy oak kind of look to it. It's 3M, so I'm hoping it wraps nice. Never done a wrap before too, so that'll be a first. Picked this thing up off a marketplace, a decent price. It already had a new carb, starts great, has reverse. It is a nice little 4-stroke Honda clone on there, and it starts really good. Brand new ignition was on it, so the seat doesn't have any tears or cracks in it. So it's a good little ride. I think it'll be a nice little ride for her for a while. She's only 10. We're gonna put some racks on it. It's not really made for racks, but I know she's gonna wanna haul some things around. I'm gonna put some on the front, one on the back. The only other thing that needed was the reservoir here, or the cylinder, the hydraulic brake cylinder was bad, and I replaced that already. It was like a $15 part. We're also gonna put a nice, put some LED lighting on there, and because I know she's gonna wanna ride it around in the dark, and she'll need to see where she's going. Pretty neat little project. Stay tuned. So, got things sanded down a bit. I actually did a dry sand. I read some things about doing a wet sand. I don't really have a compressor to do it. Started with some 120 grit, knocked off some of the crap that was on there, smoothed it out, getting the stickers all off. Smoothed out pretty good. I'm gonna hit it, I'm gonna get pop all the plastic off and do it a little more detailed, get that seat off. Then go hit it with some 220 probably and see what the surface is like. Finish up some of the prep work here. I'm gonna try to lay down the vinyl on this back piece tonight. I bought some stuff called Rapid Tac I read about on online. I got it off Amazon. Cleaner and application fluid. Read good and bad things about it. That it does help it bond, but it can make it tricky. I took the roll out of the tube, the Muddy Girl camouflage. It was all curled up. I've got a space heater back here, torpedo heater. I didn't get it too close, but as I unrolled it, kind of set it, kind of held it up in front of the heater so that it relaxed. But we'll see how it goes. A little alcohol, try to get that surface as clean as I can. This Muddy Girl wrap, I got it from Gunskins, actually. It's actually a Gunskin site. But they sold larger sheets, and I noticed it seemed like some other people had done the same thing with this stuff. Plus it was the camo design we wanted to use. And it looked just like one she had picked out on a picture online of another ATV. So yeah, we'll give that a shot. We can do that. I can make that happen. I can make it look just like that ATV, but smaller maybe. Hopefully it looks cool. So I've got it pretty much wiped down with alcohol. The directions on here read like you're putting it on glass top or something. Not sure why. Use a cheap kitchen paper towel to keep lint from getting on there. I don't know if these qualify. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I was told by a couple people I should have just painted it, but I don't know. Maybe that was too easy. I could have painted it. I wanted to give the vinyl a try. It looks cool. So I'm gonna dry this. Okay, she's all cleaned up, dried. Kind of moment of truth time. I'm a little nervous, to be honest with you. I'm gonna flip this because the top and bottom say Muddy Girl and face this way, even though it doesn't look like it's really a directional pattern. Oh boy. How on earth do I keep all this from getting, how do they do this? This about where I want it. Over here. Oh boy. Out, I'll get the little squeegees here. The heat gun going. Let's see how this lays. Might need a lot of burping for this. All right, wow. I think I took about 2 hours maybe. A lot of frustration. This stuff is not fun. It starts out nice on the flat surface. Try to do some relief cuts that, you know, it's not always straightforward where your relief cut needs to be, especially if you've never done this before. It's gonna look cool. I'll trim up the underside a little bit. I'm gonna put, where the muffler is, there'll be some heat tape there. There's the back one. I'm pretty pumped on how that's gonna look. Even with the orange underneath, you can see. That's the back fender. Front fender to go, and then the sides. Only a few days left till Christmas. It's crunch time. I've got the pans back again. I had Chico redo them, so they're a lot more stable. There's steel plates in the bottom instead of just the aluminum. Gonna paint them up, keep them from rusting, and then the diamond plate inserts will go in there. Okay, time to tackle this front piece. That back piece gave me some fits. It was a definite learning curve on putting vinyl on anything, pretty much. The front, I'm gonna do a little different. I invested in, and I had this before, but I didn't use it, the 3M knifeless tape, so I can cut edges once I lay some stuff down. Do a little overlap, and hopefully 2 or 3 pieces here, maybe 4. It's all wiped down. I did prep it with the Automotive Prep Series prep spray, which is supposed to be a degreaser and surface prep for painting. We're gonna try to do this in pieces this time. So let's see here. If I keep this kind of, so actually I probably need to go rotate. We want it to do that. Oh, we want it to do that. I want to save that because it has those logos on it. Logos. I want to put the logos on this front piece to kind of emphasize Muddy Girl. I put a logo, and I'll show it later, on the back of the helmet that matches. And I brought out a couple more tools. I had these tools before. Didn't really think I needed them. So this should help me cut. See if this helps make things a little more manageable in sections. Fingers crossed. I don't know. I mean, Eddie, I hope you like it. No matter how wrinkled it is, this was a design that you kind of looked for, and I think I matched it up. I hope I hope it looks all right. Hope it turns out good. I'm sure my hand should probably be cleaner. I did just shoot paint on the floor pans, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens is kind of my motto, I guess, for this whole project. Let's see what happens. Should be plenty right there. More than enough overlap. Let's come in a little bit. I like that pink on the edge. I've got an edge. All right, well, there's something. Something to work with. Let's see what happens. It's gonna be bad. I nicked some shit on there. Well, that's gonna smell good. Hey, look at that, it all peels off pretty well. Maybe it won't be too bad. Yeah, there we go. All right, problem solved. Okay, whew. Update. This front piece has been fun. I've done it in pieces. We're gonna do some patch pieces for the grooves in the middle. I've tried to limit the wrinkles, but these angles, no matter what I seem to do, don't seem to form very easily. But hey, I think I'm doing a little better than I did on the back. I think I learned some stuff on the back, but still, it's gonna take a couple patch pieces to make this smoothed out. But it's coming along. Hope you appreciate the effort, and I hope it stays on at least a day. Whew. Probably, I think I spent another 2 hours on the front piece. It's on there. Brandy, I know you've been you tried to call me. You've called multiple times, maybe while I've been doing this. I hope you know this is what I'm doing. So, front piece is done. The pan is painted, and there's a couple other odds and ends, and then all I need to do is put the racks on. So, Eddie, I hope you like it. Hopefully nobody cares too much about some of the wrinkles. So, all right. Here we go. Pretty happy with this. It's gonna look great. I still gotta do the lights, the racks. I'm gonna do the racks tomorrow. Should be rocking and rolling. I'm pretty stoked with the way this thing is looking. Okay, so I figured out the handle, the switch on the handle. I found empty harnesses up to the front. I did some testing, found the one that goes to the light switch, tapped into it, ran some wire temporarily until I get the racks done and put back on. Key switch has to be on, I'll prove that. Lights need to be on, headlights, and if you want the headlights and not just the tail lights, you gotta push the button, and it does go through the key switch. So these should be pretty cool. Lights are all wired. I used a nice plug on the front. I think it's an H2 plug, so that if need be, it can be separated easily. A friend gave me some extra lights, so I thought, what the heck? I ran wires to the back. Maybe it's a little much, but she should be able to see everywhere around her at night. There's LEDs back underneath. Everything's wired to the key switch and the light switch on the handles. So this needs to be in the top light position and the light's on. It lights up pretty good. She should see everywhere. It'll throw some light. Get the racks on tomorrow. I think I said that yesterday. Get the racks on. Chico's gonna help me fab up something for the front and the back, button it up, and it's aces. Get these 2 side panels done, and everything is wrapped. The lights are on. I'm gonna do a little cleanup on, try to put some wire loom on them to cover it up, cover up the wires, protect them a little bit. I used quite a few zip ties. Racks in the morning. Once I get the racks, this should be it. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? Brakes, did the fuel line. The fuel line was leaking, so I just redid the whole fuel line. Get this last one wrapped, and I'm ready to be done with the wrapping. Well, it is Christmas. Cool, that one turned out pretty good. One more to go. Okay, it's all together. Try to load this thing up in the nasty weather and get it out there. I think this looks pretty badass. Those racks turned out beautiful. I think the orange actually accents the pink. A little purple thrown in there. It all contrasts nicely. Merry Christmas. Let's hope Nick's sleigh and that little ass trailer makes it there in one piece before the weather hits. Merry Christmas, Addie. Your mama wanted you to have this, and I'm happy to help make it happen.